Good evening. This is This Week Tonight with John Irvin on Geno TV. And this evening we have Michelle Whalen with Sustainable Nantucket. Michelle, welcome.
Thank you.
Certainly. So, Sustainable Nantucket, most people know about the Farmers Market.
Yes, Farmers and Artisans Market, because that's our oldest program. It's been around since 2007.
But what else do you have going on besides that?
Well, we have an educational community farm that's out on Hummock Pond Road, and we're training people to become farmers on the island. So we have 8.5 acres now. We just grew this year from 2 acres to 8.5 acres. And we have 4 farmers who are working out there, and they sell their produce at the market, and then they sell it to, there's 30 restaurants that belong to our brand. These are restaurants that source locally, apply for our brand every year, and we approve them based on how much they source locally.
Now, what land is this on?
So, it's on land that was awarded to us by the Nantucket Islands Land Bank because it's in their charter to support agriculture. Mm-hmm. So they have given us a license to use the land in this way.
Now, if there's other farmers that want to take advantage of that, is there room for more than 4 farmers?
There is room for more than 4. What happens is as our farmers become seasoned farmers,
yes,
they go from beginning farmers to seasoned farmers, they graduate and they move onto the back parcels. And then the front area is freed up. So next season, someone who's interested in growing can apply to become part of our program.
That'd be good. Now, in the last several years, you said initially it was how many acres?
Initially it was 2, now it's 8.5.
Over how many years has it increased like that?
We built the farm in 2015, so
okay.
It's 3 years.
So really quickly.
Really fast.
And will it expand as well?
It will. It will eventually over time, because what will happen is as growers graduate, we'll match them up with parcels of land, either land bank land or private landowner land.
How exciting is that? And is there a cap to that in terms of the land?
Well, there's a finite amount of land on Nantucket.
Probably a finite number of farmers as well.
Well, I mean, there's always people who become interested in growing as they reach a certain stage of life.
Sure.
So we tend to have people who are maybe recently retired, and we also have people who are young people and this is their passion.
Michelle, with Sustainable Nantucket, how did that bubble to the top? How did that come about?
Well, the organization was actually founded in 1999.
Okay.
And it was in a response to development of the island. So in its charter at the time, they were dealing with things like airport noise. They were also dealing with the loss of agricultural land. They were looking at aquaculture and helping to support shellfishing. They were doing a number of different things in the realm of sustainability. It was a very broad mission. Mm-hmm. In about 2009, when our farmers market started to become a really big program of ours, we realized that we needed to refine our focus. And we had a small staff, and we wanted to pay attention to one issue that touched every issue, mm-hmm, basically. So if you look at sustainability through the lens of agriculture, it affects everything. It affects soil, air, water, environment. We eat 3 times a day. We have a massive impact with how we choose to eat and what we have access to. So we decided to focus on that, and that's when we built our Farm to School program. And that's when we started working on building our brand, working with the restaurants, and started planning for our farm.
And so it's definitely going in a direction that you saw that it should go to.
Yeah, our mission now is to build a more locally based and self-reliant food system and a stronger local economy.
Right. I'm guessing you don't deal too much with airport noise anymore?
No, airport noise has gone by the wayside.
Okay.
They addressed it at the time.
Okay. And development, you guys, are you into?
Well, in 1875 we had over 100 farms on Nantucket, and in 1950 we had approximately 30. When we started our Farmers and Artisans Market in 2007, there were 3, including the cranberry bogs, and now there's 14. So that's
awesome.
how we address development.
Yeah.
Is by reclaiming our tradition of farming.
That's awesome. Now, where do you see it going in the future besides enlarging the farming acreage?
We're working with food systems in general. So we have a food festival that we started last year, Nantucket Grown Food Festival, and it's designed to both support the existing local food system, but also to bring in people who are thinking about the future of food and maybe expanding our how we imagine the sustainable plate. So this year we're bringing someone who's a Buckminster Fuller Prize winner who was a keynote speaker at Bioneers last year, and he is a 3D ocean farmer, which means he farms the entire vertical water column, and he grows kelp, baby scallops, mussels, clams, and oysters.
That sounds fascinating. And I'm sure he's going to talk.
He is. He's going to give a talk on the Friday of our food festival. The food festival is October 12th through the 15th. So that's a Thursday through a Sunday. And on Friday afternoon, he's going to give a talk. And we are going to be able to ask him as many questions as we want.
And that's something certainly to look forward to in the fall. Now, with the food festival, there is a large dinner, isn't there?
Well, there is actually our biggest event that we do every year is coming up next Wednesday, the 26th of July. We have our Farm Fresh Feast, which is actually, this is a picture. It's at our Walter F. Ballinger Educational Community Farm, 168 Hummock Pond Road. And there's 3 different tickets available, so you can come for cocktails, or you can come for cocktails, dinner, and dessert and dancing.
And again, to check that out, they'd go to sustainablenantucket.org?
Sustainablenantucket.org, yes. And the feast is actually sourced almost entirely from the island.
That's awesome.
So we have our staff runs around and gets all the produce and cheese and honey, and you know, our fish comes from Captain Bill Blount of the Ruthie B. It's a pretty amazing meal. And
Way
it's
cool.
catered by Nantucket Culinary. And we'll have Ecliff and the Swing Dogs playing.
Oh, and good music too.
And it'll be really fun.
What more can you ask for? That's
Nothing.
terrific. Well, Michelle Whalen, thank you very much for
Thank
joining
you.
us.
Thank you very much.